Welcome to Cyber News Reviews. Are you thinking about using 1Password? That's awesome. I'm already proud of you for ditching the habit of storing passwords on a sticky note. But is 1Password truly the best option? How does it stack up against the competition in 2025? Let's find out in this in-depth 1Password review and tutorial. Alright, to start this 1Password review with the most important question, can you trust 1Password? 1Password isn't a new name on the market as it's been around since 2006, but don't let its age fool you. This password manager isn't stuck in the past. It constantly evolves, integrating the latest security advancements to stay ahead of cyber threats. For example, it supports passkeys, a pretty new technology that could eventually replace passwords altogether. Instead of typing in a password, passkeys lets you log into apps and websites the same way you unlock your device, using fingerprint, face scans, or a screen lock PIN. Right now, not that many password managers have integrated this feature, putting 1Password ahead of the curve. Unlike some competitors who've suffered serious breaches, 1Password remains uncompromised. There have been attempted attacks, of course, because no system is entirely immune, but no customer data has ever been leaked. Take, for example, the October 2023 security incident involving Okta's support system. 1Password quickly flagged suspicious activity, investigated it thoroughly, and reassured users that their data remained untouched. Furthermore, 1Password relies on gold standard encryption, scrambling your data into an unreadable format that's virtually impossible to decipher without the proper keys. What really sets it apart is its 34-character security key. This secret key, which is stored on the devices where you've signed in, acts as an extra layer of protection. Even if someone gets a hold of your master password, they still won't be able to access your vault without this key. It's like having a second lock on your digital safe. So if the safety of your passwords is all that matters to you, I can definitely recommend 1Password. I even have a discount in the description for the best price. Now that we've covered how safe 1Password is, let's dive into what features it brings to the table. 1Password covers all the basics you'd expect from a top-tier password manager. Its password generator is fairly standard, letting you create strong, random passwords in seconds. There's also a passphrase option, which generates longer, easy-to-remember passwords, a great alternative for accounts where memorability is key. All your credentials and sensitive information are stored in a vault, and you can create multiple vaults to keep things organized. Want one for work, another for personal use, and maybe a shared family vault? No problem. 1Password gives you that flexibility. And I'll show you exactly how it works in our 1Password tutorial section. One area where 1Password shines is secure password sharing. Whether you need to share a single login or your entire vault, 1Password lets you do it safely and easily. This is especially useful for teams and families where secure access to shared credentials is a must. Autofill is one of the most convenient features of any password manager, but unfortunately, 1Password's autofill isn't perfect. While it works well most of the time, there have been occasions where it failed to recognize certain forms, forcing me to manually copy-paste information from my vault. Compared to NordPass, which has one of the smoothest autofill experiences, 1Password definitely could use some fine-tuning in this department. While 1Password doesn't come with a ton of extras, it does have some standout features worth mentioning. One of those is the Watchtower security check. This feature scans your vault for weak, reused, or compromised passwords. While notifications can sometimes feel like spam, Watchtower is actually pretty useful. It's not a Windows update. It only alerts you when something important needs attention. Another one would be privacy cards. Think of this as a password manager for your credit cards. If you frequently shop online, you'll love how privacy cards let you create and autofill virtual cards for payments. It's fast, secure, and works exactly as you'd expect it would. However, I have to mention it's a feature limited to those living in the US. Now, not all data is safe to carry across borders, and that's where travel mode comes in. You can mark certain vaults as travel safe, and when you enable travel mode, only those vaults remain accessible while the rest are temporarily hidden. Next up is multiple vaults. This feature is super handy for those who manage a ton of information. Instead of dumping everything into one place, you can keep your credentials organized. Plus, when sharing information, you can share entire vaults instead of individual entries, making collaboration much easier. That's pretty much it for the features, but another thing I appreciate about 1Password is its wide compatibility. It works seamlessly across all major operating systems, including Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android, plus there's no limit on the number of devices you can sync, making it perfect for anyone who juggles multiple gadgets. When it comes to browser support, 1Password has you covered with Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Brave, and Safari, ensuring a consistent experience no matter which browser you prefer. So 1Password works on any device, but how much does it cost? Let's find out if it offers good value for your money. If you're planning to use 1Password solo and don't need vault sharing, the individual plan is your best bet. However, if sharing passwords in Vault is important to you, the family plan is the way to go. It costs slightly more but allows up to 5 users, making it a great deal if you're sharing with at least one other person. Now, 1Password isn't the cheapest password manager out there. It sits somewhere in the mid-range, but considering the security, features, and flexibility, especially with the family plan, it still offers solid value for the price. Besides, if you use our Cyber News Reviews discount by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description, you'll save quite a few bucks more. Alright, that wraps up the 1Password review part of the video. If you're already used to password managers, you'll probably get the hang of it in just a few clicks. But if this is your first time, don't worry, I'm here to walk you through it. So let's jump into our 1Password tutorial and get everything set up. First, download and install the app. It's nothing complicated. On a desktop, you can get it from the official website, and the quickest way is through the link in the description. Or on mobile, just search for 1Password in the App Store or Google Play Store and install it from there. Once installed, you'll need to enter your email and verify it with a 6-digit authentication code. After that, create your master password. Make sure to keep it safe, since this is your key to accessing everything. Then you'll enter your payment details. If you prefer, you can just use the browser version, but for this 1Password guide, I'm using the Windows app. After logging in, the first thing you'll see is the All Items folder. Adding new passwords or notes is simple. Just click the New Item button and fill in the details. All pretty straightforward, so let's move on to importing data. If you're switching from another password manager or a browser, you'll need the web version to do this. Click on your username, select Import, choose where your data is coming from, and upload a CSV file. To keep things organized, I highly recommend using vaults. To add one, click the plus button, name it, and if you want, customize it with an icon and description. Then just start adding your items as you would in the main folder. If you have multiple vaults, moving items between them is seamless. If you want to modify a vault, for example to mark it as travel safe, you'll need to go to the web app. Once there, find travel mode and enable it. It's not super complicated, though it does require a couple extra steps. Speaking of vaults, if you're using the family plan, you can share an entire vault with other people. If not, you can still share individual items. When sharing, you'll see a pop-up that lets you control how long the link stays active, how many times it can be opened, and of course, who has access to it. The process is the same on mobile, so once you get the hang of it, everything feels familiar between devices. Since I already mentioned passkeys, let's demo how they actually work. To use one, go to a website that supports passkeys. I'm using webauthn.io as an example. Clicking on Register should trigger a pop-up asking to save the passkey. After that, just use your saved method to sign in, and that's it. And that's also it for this 1Password tutorial for beginners. If you have any questions, drop a comment below, and if you're looking for more reviews and tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So, what's your take? Is 1Password the best password manager in 2025, or do you have a favorite that beats it? Personally, I think it's the top choice for families, but the individual plan still holds its own as well. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and see you in the next video.